Hi! Hello, everyone. Hope you all are having a great day. Welcome back to Dubster Dive. This time for Sword Art Online Progressive Aria of a Starless Night. The movie that just came out within the last week or so over here in the US. So, yeah, I'm going to be spoiling the hell out of this movie, giving my full thoughts on it and everything else. If you don't want that, then my advice, might want to back out for now. Should you go see the movie, TLDR, I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. So, there you go. But I guess let's get into this. So for those who don't know, Sword Art Online Progressive is a retelling of Aincrad, the first two light novels. This time now, as of this moment, 8 light novels for Progressive. Yeah, Aincrad has 2, Progressive has 8. There we go. It's a retelling all from Asuna's perspective. So the entire Aincrad events with Asuna framed as the main character, which is why some people prefer this adaptation compared to the original Aincrad, because less Kirito. People have a lot of hate for him. The light novels for Progressive would begin serialization in October of 2012, while Season 1 of the anime was still ongoing. My guess is Reki Kawahara saw the success of the anime, and this was done as some sort of cross-promotion thing. It makes sense. People are watching your anime, so you think, might as well revisit Aincrad and, you know, jump on the hype of it. Anyway, the film would premiere in October of this year by A1 Pictures, with director Ayako Kano, if that is how you pronounce that, at the helm, and composer Yuki Kajiwara returning as composer. So we definitely know the music is going to be good, at least. Though my question is this: like everyone else, when this film was first announced over a year ago now, I thought it was going to be another season of the anime. In fact, that's what it should have been. Not a series of films. These are 8 light novels, and I'm hazarding a guess they're going to be butchered. Oh, sure, this first movie, there are spots where I feel like they should have extended more, but it's fine for what it is. Going forward, though, it would have been nice if this was like, I guess like Demon Slayer Mugen Train, where, you know, it set up events, but they're still doing a Season 2 afterwards. Like, this was Mugen Train was the precursor to Demon Slayer Season 2. And then they ended up recapping Mugen Train anyways. Damn it, UFO table. Anyway, whatever, though. What we got is this film, and they already announced a sequel coming next year. So what can you do? Well, I guess let's go over our Dubcast and see who we've got before we get heavily into spoilers. Even though I already gave a spoiler warning, but you know. Returning as Kirito and Asuna, of course, we have Bryce Papenbrook and Jeremy Lee. I was also pleased to see Agyo is still Patrick Seitz. You might be wondering why. Well, you already know the bigoted mindset of some of these people. If this character is a different skin tone, I can't voice them, la-da-da-da-da. Fortunately, though, Patrick Seitz did not step down as this role. Thank God. I'm getting sick of that shit. Seriously. You already know my thoughts. A voice actor should be picked for their credibility and talent, not for what they identify as, etc. Anyway, we have other reprisals too, and I'll get to them in a bit. But first, we have the main female character of this movie that's here, named Mito, who is one of Asuna's close friends. Voiced by Inaris Quinones, who we've covered here before in Ragnarok, or Record of Ragnarok. She's also Best Girl Yuki from Horimiya, and Echidna from ReZero, I guess. Other people on the cast list include Argo, who is one of those characters barely talks in the film. Can't really give much on how she did. Oh yeah, I should say, Inaris did an amazing job, by the way. She did really good. Anyway, Argo is voiced by Kimberly M. Campbell, who is Hina from Hunter x Hunter, and Takebayashi from the Quintessential Quintuplets? Nope, finding another role. Oh, here we go. Jemima in The Promised Neverland. There's something. Jemima, Scissor Woman from Clock Tower 3. Anyway. And like I said, I can't give a range on her performance, because it's that whole thing of barely there. But hey, like I said, this is a pseudo retelling, so we get Diabell back, voiced by Sean Shiplock, and this time he's much better in this role, having way more experience under his belt. His performance in the original anime, you could tell he was just starting out, so he could have probably could have done better then, but again, not his fault. Still new at the time, but here he did decent. We also have another player that's alongside him named Johnny Black, voiced by Alejandro Saab. You know, Mirai from Platinum End, or Scorpio from Saint Seiya. And a bunch of other stuff too, I suppose. Kagi Films, if y'all want to know him as that. And again, barely had any moments in this movie, but I figured I'd mention him because Johnny Black is a very important character in the future of SAO. I won't say more because spoilers, but yeah. Also, we have Kaiba, still being portrayed by the same voice actor. Which one, you ask? Because he was two people? Yes, it could be Mark Derison or Kevin M. Connolly. I don't know, but it's one of those two. Nah, I'm pretty sure it was Kevin M. Connolly in this film, but it still sounded fine. Next, we have Asuna's family, since this is from her perspective. So first, we have Asuna's mom, voiced by Dorothy Fawn, Naru from Love Hina, or Best Girl Fujisaki from Danganronpa. What do you mean that's not a chick? Yeah, I'm not listening to you. Why should I believe you? But, yeah. I already described before, Asuna's home life is kind of shitty, and you see it firsthand in this movie. Her mom is kind of a cunt, and Dorothy Fawn does a really good job at bringing that across. So, shout out to her, I guess. After her, we have Asuna's dad, voiced by Keith Silverstein, who you'd all probably know as Hunk from Resident Evil, or as Oslamel from Soul Calibur, and a bunch of other shit if you've watched our Bleach stuff. And yeah, he does good work too. I mean, it's Keith Silverstein. He's great. After him, we have Asuna's brother, named Koichiro, who is voiced by Ryan Colt Levy, who most of you would probably know as Rhodey from My Hero Academia World Heroes Mission, or Jazz from Welcome to Demon School Irumakun. And yeah, I'm just gonna put it out there. When I went and saw My Hero Academia World Heroes Mission at my theater, opening day, mind you, the theater was basically empty. But when I saw this, the SAO movie, it was packed. Everyone was there. Like, almost all the seats were taken. It's like, what the fuck? That many people want Kirito's dick. Damn. Well, apparently I do, because I even paid for tickets to this, so clearly I want Kirito's dick as well. Or, you know, maybe it could have been to see Asuna. Fan service, I guess. There's that, too. Anyway, I guess the last couple ones to mention is Mito's alternate avatar is voiced by Kaylee McKee, who you'd all probably know as Satomi from Kageki Shoujo, and the Bat from Detective Is Already Dead. This person has barely been in much, so not much to really go on there. Ad voice recycling, I noticed a bit of it. Brittany Lotta's there, because can't escape her even in LA, I guess, anymore. Dorothy Fawn voices several people, and even Michelle Ruff, which, yeah, interesting. But that's everyone on the main cast list. Oh, and I should mention, returning for ADR directorial roles is Alex Von David. So that's cool. So, my thoughts on the dub before I break down the movie, and being as how I wasn't able to obviously take notes in the theater, this is all going to be coming from memory, and I'm just going to shoot the shit, as it were. So we're going to go through this together, give you my thoughts and everything. Returning as ADR director was Alex Von David, and the dub for this movie I thought was decent. Bryce Papenbrook and Jeremy Lee having another decade of experience under their belt, especially as these characters, really showed. Jeremy Lee, MVP of the dub, hands down. One scene I'll mention real quick, there is a scene in the trailer where you see when they're trapped in the game, Asuna has a nervous breakdown. Jeremy Lee fucking nailed that scene. Honestly, I have not heard her this good as Asuna, period. Like, this is her at her best. Grade A performance. But, yeah. Alright. Time to, get big into this bitch. Oh, also real quick, Kibao, you know the asshole from season 1 that hates beta testers, is still Derek Stephen Prince as well. So yeah, they got everyone back, and I thought that was cool, at least from what I could notice. But okay, there's enough procrastinating. So the film begins with the beta test of SAO going on, and I thought that was really cool because we don't really get to see much of that in the original anime. We hear about it, but here we actually get to see the beta in its final moments before it gets, you know, shut off. And that's when we cut to Asuna waking up IRL, because obviously she didn't play the beta. She knows nothing about it. But, yeah. Asuna's maid wakes her up and is basically telling her she needs to rush to get ready because her family is waiting on her. And her maid is Michelle Ruff, which won't be the last time. And at breakfast or whatever, her mom's yelling at her just for being like 5 minutes late, man. And, yeah, her mom's a dick. This one we find out her brother Koichiro is talking to Asuna's dad about leaving the country, and Asuna's dad is like, "Oh, well, you've nerve gear, right? Don't bring it with you. Leave it here. Focus on your studies overseas, son." And I did mention before, in the original series, Asuna obtained the nerve gear from her brother, so they kept that continuity. But at school, we find out Asuna is near the top of her class in the top 10. Her classmate, Brittany Lotta, I don't even know this character's name, it's just classmate, from what I could tell, is like, wow, you're doing really good, but not as good as this person, talking about Misumi, who's Mito's real name. Mito is her avatar name in SAO. But yeah, Asuna and Misumi are both in the top 10 grade-wise. Mito, I'm going to call her Mito from now on, alright? Asuna and Mito are best friends, too. And we find out Mito is a hardcore gamer, while Asuna sucks at games. Like, they're playing a fighting game together, and Asuna's getting her ass kicked. But you can actually see how good of friends they are, because Mito doesn't care if Asuna sucks. She just wants to, you know, have fun and play with her and everything. You don't ever see Bottom Tier Tomozaki-kun? I don't know, this kind of reminded me of that a little bit. That's another alright show. You should all check that out. But, yeah. Just scenes of them getting along and being friends. Mito even braiding Asuna's hair for her. And she tells her about the SAO thing in the nerve gear, basically convincing her to get online and saying, take a break from your studies. Don't be study 24/7, otherwise you'll go mad. So, you all know what happens here. Asuna steals her brother's nerve gear, more or less, to Link's start. And, yeah, you get a funny moment when Asuna's in SAO, where she's running around shouting for Misumi. And she doesn't know who Misumi is in SAO, obviously. So she ends up talking to an NPC like it's a real person, and you even have other players in the background going, wow, what a real noob, am I right? And that's when Mito shows up, and it's like, stop shouting my real name, you idiot! Because, yeah, that's not cool. And also, Mito's avatar is a dude, so Asuna didn't even recognize it. He even says, what? But you're a guy, I don't get it! And hey, Mito actually gives Asuna shit for using her real name in an MMO setting. So, that's cool, I guess. But yeah, you get the typical stuff of them bonding and Mito showing Asuna around the town of beginnings. So Asuna is learning her way around, since Mito's a hardcore gamer and Asuna, like I said, knows dick about games. But then shit gets bad when Asuna realizes she can't log out, as they are teleported to the town square for the Kaiba speech. And it's slightly different, worded a little differently, but yeah. They even repeat the joke with the mirror, where everyone's real appearances are revealed, and you hear in the background a guy going, hey, you're not 17, and another guy going, yeah, and you're not a chick. So, they kept that in. Might have been different ad voices this time too, though. I don't know. But yeah, after it's revealed that if you die in the game, you die for real, Mito pulls Asuna away and tells her she's going to show her all the beta testing spots, basically, and how to grind and everything. And yeah, I actually like this because it's basically how Kirito and Klein's relationship began, except Kirito ended up leaving Klein in the end and they ended up splitting up, whereas this time the two best friends on Asuna's perspective stayed together. So it's giving us a little bit of what it would be like if Kirito and Klein did stick together. I thought that was kind of cool. Speaking of which, there's a scene where Asuna and Mito are grinding in a dungeon, and they hear a party fall for a trap chest, and they're watching them get murked, and Asuna's like, we gotta help, and Mito says, no, it's survival of the fittest in this world. Look, let's just get out of here. Leave them alone. And she drags Asuna away, and it's like, wow, that's cold, but Mito says she only cares about herself and Asuna, that they're gonna clear the game together. Which, you know, it's same shit, clear all 100 floors of Aincrad, the floating castle in the sky, etc. But yeah, you also get a nice scene where Asuna is braiding Mito's hair in this world, and telling her, like, we're best friends, so, you know, we're gonna agree not to abandon each other, right? And Mito says, yes, I'll never abandon you. You're my friend. Yuri baiting, yes. But yeah. Oh, I didn't even mention, real quick, it's reminded me real quick of Asuna's brother, if I could go back for a second. Ryan Cutlevery's performance, because I know someone's gonna ask, I can't really gauge it, because he only had like 3 lines of dialogue. I just mentioned him because I know if I didn't, someone would say something. But, yeah. Anyway, so, next thing, Asuna and Mito end up grinding on plant monsters, as Mito tells Asuna, don't kill the ones with the special fruit or some shit, because it will summon more of them. And Mito sees a rare monster that has an item drop, so she runs off to get it, while Asuna's fighting off the rest of the plants. And yeah, Asuna fucks up and kills the special plant monster you're not supposed to, so she just got planted. Mito ends up getting the special item and sees Asuna surrounded by the plants and other monsters, like, oh, you know what? Fuck this. Sorry, Asuna, I'm out. I ain't helping your ass. Survival of the fittest. And fucks off. It's like, wow, it's harsh. But it's not like it's out of nowhere. We saw her do this in the dungeon and tell Asuna this more or less the same thing. So, yeah. You're kind of an asshole, Mito. Before Asuna gets killed, Kirito ends up arriving and saving her. Which, yeah, we're over halfway through the film and Kirito just showed up. I thought that was an interesting choice. And, yeah. It's after this point Asuna vows to not let the game beat her, because she was thinking maybe she'd stay in her room and just let everyone else win the game at the Town of Beginnings. But she's like, no, I'm not going to let this game beat me. Fuck this game. And that's when we cut to the floor 1 dungeon, because this is all still on floor 1, where Asuna is grinding and Kirito stumbles upon her and is concerned when he finds out she's been grinding for days. Yeah. And this is another moment where Shermie does an amazing job, because you can tell the exhaustion in her voice and just how fed up with everything she is, and how she's like, I don't care. You know, if I get murked in this game, at least I did it on my terms. This game isn't going to beat me. I'm good. If I don't get hit, then it doesn't matter. I can just keep going. Because she has no more healing items or anything. She doesn't care. So, Kirito ends up saving her stupid ass again, because she ends up passing out from exhaustion. And she's like, why'd you save me? And he says, I didn't do it for you. I just want your map data. You've been grinding in the dungeon more than anyone, so you obviously have the most map data to have. Also, there's a meeting coming up to raid the boss, so it'd be nice if you gave us the info for the dungeon, so maybe we could, you know, be there and get all the shit. Asuna reluctantly agrees, and the meeting is more or less the exact same thing, with Diabel and Kibao arguing about the beta testers, and Aegyo stepping up to, you know, say, like, hey, you know, beta testers are cool, blah, blah. And Asuna and Kirito end up partying up. And, yeah. This is where things start getting, again, it's a little similar. Kirito and Asuna have a similar situation about not letting the game beat them. As Kirito, this time, though, offers to let Asuna stay at his house. And she's like, well, I don't want to stay there. And he goes, are you sure? Got a bed, bath. And it's the bath that hooks her. Which means yes. you get naked Asuna in the movie on the big screen. Don't judge me. Actually, isn't there naked Lucy in the first Fairy Tail movie in a similar shower-like scene? What is with Jeremy Lee voicing characters that get naked in movie adaptations on the big screen? Is that going to be a trend? But yeah. It's after this where something does happen in the movie I'm not a fan of. Kirito is the one who gives Asuna her rapier, because he said it's a rare item drop that he managed to upgrade and everything, and that's the rapier she uses from this point on. I'm not a fan of that, because it's basically making too much of Asuna formed from Kirito. So, I don't know how to explain it. It seems like it's taking away part of Asuna's individuality, because now it just makes her look like a follower of Kirito. And, I don't know. I feel like they could have done without that. Maybe they could have had Mito use the rapier, and Mito ends up dropping it at some point, and Asuna uses it as a reminder of the friendship they had. Maybe that could have been a better route to go. But, you know. But I do like the conversation Asuna and Kirito have about what Kaiba said, with all beta testers being bad because of Mito fucking off and leaving her to die. Kirito assures her that she might already have the answer, and it's human nature to put self-preservation above everything else. That he says some people are just like that. Even if they see their best friend in trouble, they're going to help themselves if it means, you know, their life is on the line. And that does make sense. But, yeah. Kirito then says he wishes he could go back and make a different choice back then, referring to how he abandoned Klein. And I don't know. I really like that scene. I thought it was cool. But hey, we're at the climax of the film, the boss time. Which, yeah, we did do the thing where Asuna and Kirito learn how to tag in, tag out, etc. And this boss fight, a lot of it is similar, where Diabell ends up getting murked, except this time Mito is at the boss fight. So is Johnny Black, who, again, we don't find out about who Johnny Black is until much later in the light novels or the anime. Just more Reki Kawahara retconning shit, I guess. But, yeah. Mito is surprised to see Asuna's alive, and she's like, I'm sorry. Is it okay if we party up? And Asuna's like, let's just team up for this boss. And Mito ends up throwing the rare item she got from when she abandoned Asuna to Asuna to let her use it, as they end up defeating the boss, basically. And that's when Kibao, and this time Johnny Black, call out the beta testers. And because Mito, I should mention, she was a beta tester, if that wasn't obvious from before. That's how she knew all the grinding spots for Asuna to go to. She's about to come forward, like, I'm going to say something. Kirito comes forward and gives the beater speech from before. Because his wife beat... Nah, but... Again... Reki retconning characters here. I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't. But yeah, Kirito heads up to the second floor and says, you could follow me if you want, but don't get mad at me if you end up getting murked. I'm going to go activate the portal on the second floor. Oh, I didn't even mention that. So on each floor, there's portals that basically make it where you can just teleport to one portal to the next. So if one player gets to the next floor, they can then access all other previous floors. So it makes it accessible for everybody. But anyways, back to this, to wrap this up. Mito asks Asuna to come back to her party, and Asuna turns her down, saying that she's going to follow Kirito for now, because he and her walk a very similar path, as she chases him up to the second floor. And they vow to beat the game together, as a female voice chimes in saying, the two most skilled players teaming up. This will be interesting. And the film ends with a teaser for the sequel at the post-credits screen. Now, my thoughts on the movie, yeah, it was a fun movie. I liked it. Personally, I feel like the scenes, a lot of this could have been extended a little more. The there are scenes that went by a little quick, like Mito and Asuna's grinding was montaged, and also Mito showing Asuna around SAO and the Town of Beginnings and stuff. Yeah, it seems like simple shit to montage over, but still. Same with Kirito and Asuna's relationship. They were more standoffish towards each other in the beginning of the anime, and they didn't start getting closer to like episode 6 or 7 of the anime, but by the end of this movie, they already seem like they're on really friendly terms. So, I don't know. And if Kirito really did give Asuna her rapier, the fact that she was standoffish towards him after that, when she has a really powerful weapon because of him, makes her kind of look like an asshole in the original continuity. At least to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm the dumb one here. But yeah. Should you see this movie? I'd say go for it, like I said. But the question at the end of the day, can you watch this without watching season 1 of the film? No. I don't think you can. Because Kirito, you don't even find out his name till the last scene of the movie, when Asuna basically confirms what his name is. So they expect you to already have an idea of who Kirito is to a certain extent and understand a little bit of how SAO works, kind of. It's one of those things. But I do see why people like the progressive continuity. There is a lot to like here, and I'm interested to see the sequel. Kind of, you know, can't wait for it next year. But yeah. Let me know what you guys thought of Sword Art Online Progressive, Aria of a Starless Night. Again, I had fun with the movie. Thought it was decent. Could it have been better? Yeah. But, like, is it my favorite movie of the year? No. No, not even close. But, definitely seen worse. Dub was good. Jeremy Lee, hands down, this the best I've heard her as Asuna. You definitely hear the emotion in a lot of her lines. Bryce did alright as Kirito. He was really fucking good too. Mito and Eris Quinones did really good as her as well. You can tell she regretted leaving Asuna, that almost broke her, and then she was happy to see her later, but also regretful at the same time. Because, you know, she abandoned her, etc. It was a fun movie. But yeah. Hope y'all enjoyed this one. And let me know your thoughts. SAO is going on break now for the Dubster Dive series. I mainly wanted to cover everything Aincrad related for now, because I'm fucking getting sick of Aincrad and I need a break from it. And I did say December would be Classic December, so for the rest of the month I want to cover some classic animes from old Taku days. Or Otaku of old, whatever you want to call them. Because, yeah, why not? But yeah. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. Hope you all enjoyed the vid. Please leave a like if you did and comment and all that stuff. And stay tuned for more content from our YouTube and Twitch and stuff. Thank you all again so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and if you agree with anything I said, or if you disagree, let me know. All that sort of stuff. Till next time, guys. Hope you all have yourselves a great day, and yeah, I'll hit you up later in the next video. Till then.